Hi everyone, this is Jackie. Keep visiting razakghana.com.
Absia Mrs. Mobi Biara Kwaba Edobaraza Ghana TV so Senator information about one year so you home and see the now so I updated with and semi ecoso Ghana anywhere see for now make I was send any day can wish any of your videos and Maureen if you subscribe to this channel or subscribe you and Maureen so if you say over hit it on the notification bell icon so Senator be free name could be as the new content about Bontia. Also be notification Razak Ghana TV the new content about Bontim. Now make account to say so we a business mogul and I see a running advertisement and I see a bow juma home the ru edema wani na Razak Ghana ye be the amount say any advertisement plan is it here ye di kind say ye be make sure say video be a platform we su bia no ye the advertisement and I say products no e be to serve video no so apart from that, you be making sure say you be share your product and also your business. You will be 10,000 WhatsApp groups. You be share your groups your Facebook. You share your groups your Telegram and so. The chat one say official Instagram handle and a tregu screen as you will make sure see the better your official Instagram page so at the amount you over 20,000 active or organic followers Instagram, and among these followers in be and celebrities, media personalities and public figures. Your number in the tregu screen so for number no free and near for eduma and so now make account so say so we have monetized YouTube channel at me trace a YouTube channel what the answer for content a good so let YouTube into your car and also says so YouTube channel nibi and I see a monetize amount make sure so we have 1,000 subscribers and a 4,000 watch hours meaning no a Razak Ghana your number and a tribute screen is so and for number in the free media say YouTube channel I am monetized at the end of pay and I will be and I see a monetizing my one meaning you pay at the amount. Finally, Mr. Logic, yes, Mr. Logic, and so I comment on the Sarkodie Yvonne Nelson saga. And when your name say United Television there, Saturdays Edrubiana and Saturday Drubiana, or Motanase, na in semi ecoso, Ghana, or more discuss on more platform on so Enra Omushia, now conversation, and I said the topic of discussion and a topic under discussion, Sarkodie, any Yvonne Nelson, a saga. Now, Mr. Logic, H3 Sarkodie any logical at all, Mr. Logic H3 we reading Yvonne Nelson ebook and he has come to know say and semna Yvonne Nelson e kan yin na e no true do well see Yvonne Nelson and try and throw a book because say never kaya Yvonne Nelson ebook no osteti car Sarkodie sa 2010 na uchi Mr. Logic H3 no crest car no na Sarkodie H3 in sa time no na Mr. Logic and cry enim the car no ne dia or Mr. Logic esama a lot of reasons are expressed in summer Yvonne Nelson a car with the book no true do na owie no and also for Sarkodie a brand like Sarkodie to come out to reply Yvonne Nelson with a lot of insults and all that, it is so wrong. It makes Sarkodie not logical at all. Maybe so we didn't say me and I make consent and actually Mr. Logic and no. Young Connie video nearby you better to us.
Wednesday dawn Sarkodie release Nkofo Kase a response to I am not Yvonne Nelson ni nyoma Yvonne Kafa no ho e book no mu. First off, no, as some way seeing na me sure say what it is Nkofo e kan ho asem. Obi a call book launch ni bia meaning ageti anan. Mentiu wasem bia mentiu review bia mfa book yi story so far book ni anya launch who call launch no nsem na sisi ye no what bebre fast forward to say nwumwe nti kan nyina album from review to nwumwe so ba ye no what as a man because we must done in to I'm saying to between men and women Inti se minim se also na wojina dia but mami hu wadwin.
No, honestly, me first of all need to confess me nya time me kind me tobi bomb. But I haven't been able to read it yet because preparation towards
launch
no. And as I say, me if you set na me bad into masaya shikakra. Into all that I've picked up are what the internet has provided. Any news. Now, me can say these two people are people that I admire in different ways, and which I say many Yvonne Ayejuma. Yeah, over the years, I've gotten close to her, gotten to know her. So I admire her in a number of ways. Sak to so I've put him out there also occasionally in my bona basso of his consistency and his creativity over the period. So these are people who I admire in different ways. So for me, I can say it's very, very difficult for me that two of the people that I admire in lots of ways are clashing, and it's industry, entertainment industry, where we already have our own challenges and struggles, and that we can't get over our differences or come together. But these are real issues that they've brought out, and I can't condemn anybody, I can't judge anybody. I just hope that there's a healing that we ain't dwelling on the negativity that people are throwing into this. You can't really. We are not in their shoes. We can only report, comment on what we've heard, but what motivates. Even look at how you grow up. People are condemning Yvonne Nelson. People are condemning Sarkodie. People are praising equally the same way. But until you are shaped in a certain way, you wouldn't really understand properly. You can throw the words out there, and so whilst we're trying to analyze these things, let us have a human touch, be a bit sensitive to these two people, that we do not break them more apart, but we should find that middle ground where do we have that convergence, a bit to me, heal them both, because I can tell that both of them are really either bitter or hurt, and you can't blame them also for their actions. We will have to be responsible for our actions either way, but more we should dwell on the positivity than the negativity.
Rebecca said, "Oka said we should be sensitive towards them, or one case more sensitive towards each other." Now.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean so. Akola de say it be a number of times my Rebecca say jai. But untijai or the nesabeshe ejamo. But the mother will not leave it there. You have to take the boy to the hospital. He's not being sensitive to what you're saying, but he hurts himself. But you still have to be sensitive and take him out there. So yes, sometimes we're not sensitive to the things that we need to be sensitive with. But it doesn't mean that we should be condemned and say that, well, just because we're not sensitive, so you're useless, get out of this world. So I'm saying that for those of us who are matured enough, let's treat this very maturely, so that if we have to correct them, we should correct them where we feel that they've fallen short, and not condemn them and keep bashing them, because we're not doing them well. It's a small industry, and we don't need to break things up in the way it's going on.
Stress so na mean stretch back on so ukaza o call lunch no unya time and kind book no but when who reviews on social media can kind stories ni bi ehun say anyway anya bia wanya time afre o colleague abisa ne say ne ho te sen bibia koso ye ana say de ma wo ti say so na wo ka say yeah mature dey handle no what try which you say anka say ana say
Oh, no, can I say I can't be a hypocrite and be there, because like I say, in good times, we could chat and write, and maybe I say me my madam Michi. I can't do that, because we're in the same industry and I've known her for a while. So I just encourage her to say, as much as possible, she should try to be sensitive to the comments near Bano. Some people are saying all sorts of things. Now, if also better now, I to reply every response in the and she also has to consider now she has a new focus or she ni kindergarten and school And that should be her focus now, because that should give her joy if she's not having joy anywhere else. So I encourage her that she should try to cut the responses, answering, because that some time ago, that was what I did, and it landed me in trouble. So I always speak from what I've gone through, just to advise somebody.
No, be drag you and answer them.
But you already talk book, no.
Hey, so see, I will buy the book. I'm going to ayo. Mr. Logic, Rebecca say, how logical is what we are experiencing?
Honestly, from the side of Sarkodie, it's not logical at all. Let me know, be Kasana, and also Chirim say, I mean, commercially, Ibia Sark is also trying to cash out. And also another angle. Say Yvonne is cashing out, so he's also cashing out. But me problem is say, Utie Yvonne, no kind of when this akatem, she did not say anything so offensive in terms of insult. And I'm sad to sack. And a book is there are so many chapters in some Bible. In the most important person in the book. And if someone is writing their life story, now say you've played a part in their life, obviously you'll be captured. Well, until me, my argument is say I did sack odi ampa. And you a big deal. What I say I didn't know the because if you listen to the song, because I'm hearing
by this time.
Because I said
midnight.
There is no way I'm coming to me and Katasuma. So the thing is a sack with the number one. Because
that's all. No, our cassette they had it.
There's no way Yvonne will lie in such a book. It's not possible. So we trying to make me a feminist. I'm a masculine. Yes, I'm feminist. Me, I defend women, but I hold on to the manpower that is in me. But in this case, sack. Because number one, if you want to cash out, they're meeting us here because Yvonne is also cashing out, and they're meeting us. But say you are responding to the allegation, to the facts. Say you slept with her. You guys had a thing. And I who really narration now when they met at Tema, Kana Saki Yusu, Sakano Obodino, mattress, no, Edota Dankanka, Minim Sakano. That car used to be at XFM. Those days when I used to work with Dr. Danka, Minim Kano. So it means saying I won't kind of credit. Obi Aonim, who said it's different when you are used to the story. Me say, you see, I'm reading from that page, I'm used to the story, so I can say Yvonne is telling some truth. Minim Sakano, mattress, no, Toyota mattress, no, can say, Sak brought to meet her, no, minim Saka, no. So she's not lying. That's number one. Number two, Sak had a girlfriend in abroad. Madam. And Tina, who say, so I best say my DB. Oh, all those things, when you put all those things together, I would say, Sak was young. Me, the reason why I mean blame Sak, and they say, he was 22 years then. No, Sak. And then I saw a whole pen I mean blame no. Because of his age, he wasn't matured enough to understand and say, Obanyemo, Manenwo, Intino, all those factors. But Sanema Wing, I guess I could get to say, not me home, so me won't make us say you go. But so about Abeka say, how many dicks she suck, how many Saturday off. I've lost it for Sack on that part. So Obeka say, she gave it to Kwame, she gave it to Kwame, you also used it. Whoa. You use her. Wouldn't it die? Now, if you say, them money or bad, a man, I'm say you've taken something from them. Try always know. You look like you've victimized them when it comes to sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. And Yvonne is still with the pain, say, Sark has used her. And I will describe it, baby, abortion, the way dilapidated the place is and how they put something through her. I say some torture. She is still being faced with that, past. And we are better say mature or buy us the way. Me na kasabu kwepie ya. Kame frɛ. Oh, say we dey say twem. Me dey be serious. enye bufuo so kra saka fan wake up ase we enya asem bia say when me yada ena me show me story na wo part na unhia na me dia akoshem we enya asem we full 16 bars almost 30 something bars of song with hooks for Yvonne and needless. Number 2, my question to Yvonne is the person beside Yvonne say is Sark the only man the person beside that question throughout their life. Sark Sark is the only man abortion. That I want to know that thing. That question I want Yvonne to answer. Is Sark the first man to impregnate her to abort it? Say yes, then I will stand by her. If no, then she didn't have any right to put Sark in the book.
I say, and can be for how be uncle the better book.
And yeah, possible. Say maybe I'm not saying because I'm not in her shoes. But it's a question I'm asking because Obadiah, ultimately can say throughout your life, no. I'm not saying. I mean, it's an assumption. It's a question I'm asking at the same time. Is Sark the only man who has made her to commit an abortion? Okay, say yes, dear. Then she has every right to recall that experience. And yes, Nanka, she shouldn't put Sark in there.
Now say yes.
And if you go further to read some of the things she's saying now, but say from the point of Akwada oni papa no, utimi say na why sad. Or me kana I say Ubia she's in pain and now expressing the pain from her childhood. Or na make say Sark of course she does have the money na so or daughter or sisters. Women are emotionally like that. Almost to me transnormal. They go into their realms and then they start regretting decisions they've made throughout their life. And they start pointing fingers. It matters. Remember, we swallow it. What you say? So I was expecting Sark to swallow some of these things, some of these shortcomings from Yvonne. But then those feminists now, almost like their job, insulting Sark and making it look like it's a gender war between man and a woman. If it's a gender war, then we can sit here and say that we have to blame women for some of the things that happen. Since it's becoming a gender war. Let me run up by saying, we Oba to me Bema wo. Na unim say Bema we ne bani. Uni Oba ni problem because Oba no fi say emba no ye ni dia more than Bema. I didn't think emba wo fi say enkwara na emo dia che. Why do you think the kids belong to you more than us? It is the man's seed that's what. And no Bema ni seed no do go Oba and no they develop eba. But women always feel say they are always the ones at the wall, being pushed at the wall. So we men, I say we don't have feelings. And I have so many mothers. I'm going into the other chapter of the mother part.
Debbie,
I shouldn't go into the mother part.
Mami call round and say because Ukora has me say about so I be saw.
And mami land on a circle you know. 18 American say. Sark. Number 1, the song is needless. It is totally needless. If you wanted to cash out like Yvonne, then fine, but it was needless. The attack, the anger, the explanation. Say you had a thing, how many? That's number 1. Number 2, Yvonne. I can understand you, but my question still stands. Is Sark the only guy, the first guy, or the only guy in your life who made you committed an abortion? I need answers to this question.
And they be a volume 2 ban Obanya.
I not.
Hey,
I mean, find out on chat. Last week, I know that I said Sark has the legal right to sue. That argument there at the back. My brother wait. For withdrawal.
Wait.
He doesn't have any legal right.
He cannot sleep with any lawyer kasai. Lawyer ma final verdict.
Say he can sue us.
There's nothing.
He has admitted he slept with Yvonne.
No, but
that the way you made it look, I said,
how do I make it look?
If he feels
defamed. Did you actually listen?
How defamed is this? You have slept with the woman.
How would he know?
I'm not Sarkodie. I said if no,
but the way you see, I watched you that day. The way you were emphatic, say Sark assassination of character. and Sark can sue Yvonne. You will sleep with a woman and finish to go sue him.
But I said, I know the hot time and now Omoya then only for a fact.
Arnold went into the books and then he was very emphatic.
Okay.
Say he can sue Yvonne.
Okay. Okay,
You
sir.
can't sleep with a woman.
All right, boss.
Bro, they lie. You can't sleep with a woman.
They lie.
And
They
then
lie. They lie.
even abortion itself is a crime. Interview crowd can say, go shoot
Halifax. The battle can na also who say oh SSAC responding and saying an open response nana.
Of course, he has to respond. I mean, and yes, Sakpen is saying responded. Yvonne's mother has a few questions to answer. She has to respond. If it is true that the former president told Yvonne Nelson that Ukra 7 sure will speaker Lajete, he also needs to explain which part of her Suban looks like a Lajete. He has a lot of people need to respond. My good friend Sokre Safo needs to tell us about the dinner.
Very important.
And and whatever happened. And if Pusha 2 brings his book and writes somebody's name, the person too has to come and respond. Exactly. Time I see Okodi assemblyman and he has to come and respond. But on a more serious note, at some way, say one can is here. Then you know they start.
Who are they?
You're the women.
Oh.
You are a sexist, misogynist, chauvinist, anti-feminist, anti-women. I don't know how you want us to discuss the matter. Should we go the emotional one? Should we go the customary and tradition one? Or should we just go with the facts?
You have the floor.
Because say see with the customary and tradition one. When I hear people say, "Oh, ya mamremono or Bermani or bank asasa." If we are going that, then Yvonne is a
Abusia into video no any akoshe e de aba no once take of the video and send leaving our comment section na make I say any day the kan we share any of your videos and my if you subscribe to this channel. Until then I say bye bye.